Did you get an updated one?
No, I didn't. I mean, that's okay, I'm good, I just want to make sure that.
Yes, but they have to. I'll have to take this figure up. You're on there, but they have to.
I have no idea what that is. Oh.
Lou,
Yes.
I had your bag fixed up and everything. Can I bring it to your mom?
Yeah, I'm not leaving until the 30th.
Also, next week I'll drop it off.
Okay. Sweet. Huh? All right. All right, it's 5 o'clock. Go ahead and call the meeting in order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Our first item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Does anyone have any additions to the agenda?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Number 16, discussion regarding auditor salary.
Okay, 16. Anyone else have anything? I'm going to add, for the good of the order. That's number 17.
Like you said, it's for the good of the order.
Yes, that's a fancy way of saying it.
Okay.
Any other additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as amended. Got a motion by David. Second by Danny. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries 7-0. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the October 14th and October 28th, 2021 minutes. Those were handed out ahead of time. Does anyone have any corrections to the minutes? All right, hearing none, the minutes will stand as presented, or will be adopted as presented. Next item on the agenda is comments from the public. Warren Taylor, you are the lucky one?
Yeah, I'm lucky.
The lucky one.
Well, no, I'm not lucky. I'm here basically just to give you some information. First meeting next year, I'm going to have replace a compressor in our one cooler. We just had it worked on in November, and now the compressor has went out of it, and the gentleman told me it's going to be anywhere between $650 and $750 to replace the compressor and the cooler. So I just want to give you a heads up to be prepared and think about what we can do with it. And then the other thing is, we did an autopsy last month for Warwick County. Warwick County's paying for the autopsy, but I sent them a bill for use of our facility. The coroner in Warwick County is complaining about, she thinks it should be a courtesy that coroner's offices all over state should help each other out. But I talked to Charlie, see what he done in the past, and my understanding, Vandenberg County charges if we keep a body for storage. Now, this baby wasn't here for storage. They brought the baby in, they did the autopsy, and the funeral home came and picked it up. I really don't care whether we charge Warwick County or not. If it's a courtesy thing, because I'm looking at it, Warwick County has got a portable 10-person cooler that hopefully we'll never need, but if we need it, I don't really want to make Warwick County mad at this time and tell them that they have to pay for use of our autopsy room. So I'd just like to have some discussion on what the council feels about it.
How much you looking at, Warren?
I sent her a bill for $150.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
What, Warren, was there any expense out for you? I mean, cleanup or anything like
Well,
that?
yeah, I mopped the floor, and I put the deceased in a new small body bag because they brought it in a full-size body bag. And other than that, you know.
My advice would be just hold off, and if we're in need of something, we ask for their cooperation.
Okay.
That would be my opinion.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
You know, I didn't want to make them mad because like I said, you never know with what happened in Kentucky this last week. We never know when we might need help from other counties too, so. Okay.
Don't worry about it. Thanks for bringing it
I
up.
do have one other question.
Yep.
The cooler, that's
Yeah.
the old cooler?
It's the old cooler.
Okay,
It's
all
the
right.
one we use for COVID patients and extended stay and decomposed bodies. The extended stay, we've had a couple of situations here lately where family members will not tell us where they want the body to go. So we've been putting it in that old cooler just to get it out of our way. But like I said, we just had it repaired in November, new fans, and I'm not sure what kind of coil was put in, but now the compressor's out of it. So, and where it sits, it kind of keeps it away from, especially on decomposed bodies. It's out of everybody's way, so we don't have to put up with the smell. So, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Anyone else have comments that didn't sign up? Okay. I will go ahead and close public comments. Next item on the agenda, transfers. I would like to just read out all these transfers underneath the general fund and just take them all together. Is that okay with everyone?
That's fine.
Okay. We've got, within the Perry County Auditor budget, $500 from travel, $500 from telephone, $100 from equipment repair, to office supplies for $600, and to copy paper and toner for $500. Within the Perry County Commissioner budget, $250, Sheriff. The new one.
Yep.
Which, is it this one?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Within the Sheriff's Department office, Sheriff's Office, 7th Police Officer salary, $318, $200 in merit board members, and $119 in internet, to deputies' holiday pay for $637. Within the Perry County Commissioner's budget, $250 from legal services to liability insurance. Within the Perry County Planning and Zoning budget, $20 from new zoning maps to attorney fees. Within the Perry County Circuit Court budget, $700 from the Judges Association dues to office supplies, $1,800 from medical exams to law books. Within the Perry County Jail budget, $1,000 from part-time jail officer salary to janitorial maintenance supplies. Within the Perry County Park and Recreation budget, $200 from office supplies, $20 from subscription and dues, for $220 to fuel and lubricant, $100 within park maintenance and repair to equipment. Okay. All right, so that is our total transfers within the general fund. Does anyone have any discussion or questions, or anyone who's present? If not, I would entertain a motion to allow the transfers in the general fund.
So moved.
So moved by Paul,
Second.
second by Erla. Any discussion amongst the members? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, motion carries 7-0. Okay, next transfer is within the clerk record perpetuation. $65 from equipment repair to computers and installation. And that is the only transfer within the clerk record perpetuation. Any questions? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion on that transfer.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second
I got the second.
I got a motion by Charlie and a second by Danny. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries 7-0. The next transfer in the health fund in the Perry County Health budget, $785.87 from health insurance to retirement. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll
I'll make that motion.
I think Earl got that right.
Motion by Erla, second by Danny.
Okay.
Any discussion amongst the members? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, motion carries 7-0. Next transfer, in the Lit Public Safety Fund within the Perry County Jail budget, $830 from retirement, $3,000 from jail corporal salary, for a total of $3,830 to health insurance. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Charlie,
Second.
second by Paul. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, motion carries 7-0. Our next transfer, within the pretrial diversion fund, $48 from travel to office supplies. I'd entertain a motion on that.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion approved by Danny,
I'll second.
got a second by Erla. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, motion carries 7-0. I'll sign that after the meeting, so I don't get messed up. All right, next item on the agenda is the, oh gosh, grant resolution. Is this the updated one? Yes, okay. All right, last meeting, we discussed this grant resolution establishing some sort of procedures for the grant process. It had one update, and so I will read it, the full thing one time, and then we can go from there. So, resolution of the Perry County Council on the establishment of grant procedures. Whereas the State Board of Accounts holds the audit position that counties should have established procedures for the grant process, and whereas the State Board of Accounts holds the audit position that grants should be appropriated as necessary, and whereas the Perry County Council believes it is best that Perry County aligns with the State Board of Accounts audit positions, and whereas the council is the fiscal body of the county and therefore should be aware of all sources of revenue in order to make appropriate budgetary decisions. Now therefore be resolved by the fiscal body of Perry County, Indiana as follows. Section 1, grants for personnel. Applications for grants to be utilized for the purpose of paying all or a portion of a salary or salaries must be approved by the council prior to submission. However, if the grant has been applied for and awarded in the previous fiscal year, prior approval by the council is not required. If such is the case, the applying department or agency must come before the council at the earliest meeting possible to present the grant application and budget and to discuss any changes from the prior fiscal year. If the grant is awarded, such monies will be added to the county's salary ordinance. Section 2, grants for all other purposes. Applications for grants to be utilized for all other purposes besides paying all or a portion of a salary or salaries in the amount less than or equal to $10,000 do not require council approval prior to submission. However, the applying department or agency must come before the council at the earliest meeting possible to present the grant application and budget. Grants utilized for all other purposes besides paying all or a portion of a salary or salaries in an amount greater than $10,000 must be approved by the council prior to application. Grants requiring a match, section 3. Grants that require the applying department or agency to match a certain amount of funds must be approved by the council prior to application. Section 4, grant application requirements. The grant application must show the Perry County Auditor's Office at 2219 Payne Street, Tell City, Indiana, 47586 as the address for notices and payments. Section 5, record keeping of awarded grants. If the applying department or agency receives a grant, a copy of the award letter and all of the paperwork received must be provided to the county auditor's office. Furthermore, any and all communication, correspondence, or changes made between the applying department or agency and the grantor must be provided to the county auditor's office. The applying department or agency has the responsibility of complying with the grantor's reporting requirements. Final reports must be provided to the county auditor's office. Section 6, appropriation of grants. Non-federal grants awarded that do not operate on a calendar year will be appropriated by the county council through the additional appropriations process. Non-federal grants that do not operate on a calendar year will be appropriated, during the budget process. It is further resolved that this resolution shall repeal any and all resolutions in conflict herewith. That is the first reading of this resolution. This has been discussed for a long time. State Board of Accounts is pretty much forcing our hand on this. It needs to happen, and this is what is presented so far. It is just a resolution. It can be amended at any time, but we need to have something in place for at least the beginning of next year. So does anyone have any comments or questions?
What was the change you made?
The amount greater than or less than the $10,000 threshold. Basically, that was it. And that can be, amended as the council sees necessary if next year we come into some conflict with that.
Luke, would this include the highway grants that they get every year from the state.
So the community crossings probably. I would say so, yeah, as it's written right now. So,
What?
yeah,
He does that anyway.
Yeah.
That's
he
what I'm
does.
asking you. I'm asking for it.
yeah, that's on the agenda today, so that's perfect. I mean, you're already doing that.
I just wanted to make sure we had everything covered on that.
Yeah. All right. Would anyone like to make a motion for a second and third reading by title only?
I will do that.
All right, second reading. Resolution of the Perry County Council on the establishment of grant procedures. Third reading, resolution of the Perry County Council on the establishment of grant procedures. With the first, second, and third hearings, I entertain a motion to adopt the resolution.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Got a motion by Danny,
Second that.
second by David. Any discussion amongst council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you, everyone. Our next item on the agenda is the Form 144 is adding to the salary ordinance for 2022, the CASA and Community Corrections grants. I don't keep losing everything. Oh, they're right here. Okay. So there's been an update to the CASA Director one. It was originally $200, and it is now $250 for a total annual salary additional of $6,750. I'd entertain a motion on this Form 144. And these are grant-funded positions.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Erla to approve this.
I second it.
Second by David. Any discussion amongst council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries 7-0. The next 144 is in the Community Corrections Department. Director, rate of monthly salary, $5,764.17 for an annual salary of $69,170. Case manager, rate of monthly salary, $4,247.08 for an annual salary of $50,965. Administrative assistant, rate of monthly salary, $2,350 for a total annual salary of $28,200. Lab collection field officer, rate of monthly salary, $2,000 for a total annual salary of $24,000. And then the part-time position field officer is $17 per hour. I would entertain a motion on this 144.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by David to approve.
Second.
Got a second by Paul. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Parks Director Greg Hendershot for the rehire of facility maintenance assistant.
Teresa told me I gotta fix the mic anyway.
Oh, I didn't even notice it fell over. I'm sorry.
Last week, my employee, his health had gotten to the point where he could no longer fulfill his duties. Just walking out the back door to the truck was a struggle for him to catch his breath. So he was let go, and I'm looking for permission from the board to post the job and get someone else hired.
Anyone have any? So just publicly advertise the position, and do you know how long you're going to advertise it?
I don't know what the norm
Teresa,
is.
is there a standard hour or a standard amount of weeks you advertise the position?
It's up to the hiring authority. I don't know who is the hiring authority. Is it?
Well,
Parks Board, I
Yeah, his
think.
board will have the ultimate decision.
I mean, the standard has normally been 2 weeks minimum or until it's filled.
Okay. So, I mean, I entertain a motion to allow him to rehire
I'll
pending
make that
public
motion.
advertisement.
And
I'll
I'll,
second
Got a motion by Charlie, second by Erla to allow for the rehiring after.
Lynn.
No, Lynn.
Lynn,
Lynn.
sorry, pending public advertisement. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Greg. All right, next item on the agenda is Sheriff Alan Malone, increase in pay for part-time jailers and part-time deputies.
Sometime I talked to you guys before about moving some of the part-time correctional officers from $12 to $14, and also the part-time deputies from $20 to $25 an hour. It's been $12 for the part-time correctional officer for a very long time. It's simply not enough for some of the things that we are having to do in there, and I hope you guys understand that. But we'd like to move that, and as well as as of right now, Cannleton and Tell City Police are paying $25, and I know before we talked about $27.50, but I'm comfortable with ever you want to go to $27.50, or do you want to go to $25, or hopefully you go one of those.
Let's start with the part-time correctional officers from 12 to 14. I calculated that difference with the amount of hours worked right now, and it'd be about an extra $3,500 a year out of the general fund from going 12 to 14.
That's if we even use all those hours.
Right,
Yes.
if you use the same hours as current.
Yes.
Yes, that's what we're looking at, just for a kind of projection.
Will that put you in line with other counties, what they pay their deputies?
I don't know of anybody making more than $12 an hour. Yeah, I mean less than that, yes. Now if they are, I just know, I talked to Spencer County, like they're full-time, make a lot more, correctional officers.
How much turnover have you had this year?
For correctional officers, 8 this year. We only have 12 in the jail. But the part-time help us out a lot, and we have several that help. One in particular, we came out today, we did a search of the entire jail, and she came out the entire time. She does a great job. So I just like to move that to at least 14, up to 14. Not all of them will be at 14, but several of them would be if you allowed that.
Okay. You guys want to, Commissioner Jarbo, do you have anything?
Very simple question. The number you gave is a fully loaded, that number that you gave, is that like with, do they get
That's,
insurance?
no, that's just FICA,
Just like, okay.
salary and FICA.
I didn't know if they got insurance or not.
No.
Thank you.
Let's take them one at a time, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion on the salary for the part-time correctional officers?
I'll make that motion.
From 12 to 14?
Yes.
Okay. Any discussion amongst the? You got anything, Paul?
No.
Okay. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
I abstain.
So
My
it's going to
daughter
be
calls a correctional
6-0
officer.
with 1 abstention. All right.
Thank you.
All right, the next one, part-time sheriff's deputy. Currently, right now, we've paid out $9,247.14 in salary FICA, about 429 and a half hours. If we take them up to $25 an hour, that puts us at $11,558.92 at the same hours, for an increase of $2,300. That's at $25, and that's a 25% increase in the rate as well. Does anyone have any?
Are we going to use the inmate housing fund?
No, not for
No,
that.
this is for
These are for deputies.
This has to come out of the general fund.
Yes.
Luke, also, right now, you're still using Deputy Payline's money since
Yes,
he's out
yeah.
to pay your.
He's gone for 14 months.
Right.
And
his
we
salary
were able to
used
move
pay
that,
his
yes.
part-time.
Yes.
But he's been gone how long?
Since,
Yeah.
been gone for about 5 months, I think now. 4 months.
Do I have any, does anyone want to make a motion?
I will
Yes.
make a motion
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
second it.
What's your motion?
that we raise it from $20 to $25. That's competitive with Cannleton and Tell City.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Okay, next item on the agenda is full-time correctional officers.
Can I go?
Sure.
Okay. I've had several conversations, and I appreciate Luke did take a lot of time with me, and we've met and emailed a lot, and he came to see me several times. I would like to do like we did this year, is ask out of the inmate housing fund to get them, with their raises, they're going to be making $14.79. What I want to do is do what we did this year, earlier, is raise that $1.08 an hour. So that would make the correctional officers make $15.88. Currently, right now, I have around $101,000 in there. And over the last 4 or 5 years, we've made but we've had over $400,000 come in. This is very important. Retention is bad. You can go right out the road, make $20 an hour. So if I can at least get them up to $15.88, and I'm going to use that inmate housing for that other $1.09 an hour, I hope that helps. Is that going to solve everything? No. Charlie and I spoke. Is this going to help? I hope. But right now, I understand a lot of people don't want to work, but it's a public safety issue, and we've got to have this. We've got to have retention. I've been here 6 years, and I promise you, if it was my fault, I would own up to it. Everybody that wants to leave, it's all about the money, and it is a very tough job. And I know a lot of you guys have been in there, and I appreciate that. It is a very, very tough job. If I could tell you some of the things that's been happening, I spoke with Luke a while back, I think you would understand. But I'm telling you right now, I really need that extra $1.08 an hour for the correctional officers, the sergeants, the corporal, and the jail commander. And what that's going to come to after we did FICA and everything, it came to $41,068.38. And again, like I said, I can tell you, just in October, we took in $8,900. November, we took in $8,900. So we keep getting that. I know the question came up. I talked to Dave Wedding today, and he assures me for the next several years we're going to have this. They're not building a jail. We've got a very good working relationship with Vanderbilt County. We help them. They help me. So Dave Wedding and I talked last night, and he said there's no doubt they will continue this relationship that we have.
How many inmates do you have right now?
Approximately 10.
How many could you hold or house? Let's just say Warren County or.
I wish I could tell you I could have about 30, but I can't. Yeah. I would like to say I wish we could take 30 of them. And if I made the call today and tell them bring 30, they would bring them. But I got to be prepared for my own county.
And the inmate housing fund, it can just accumulate. There's no limit on it, or there's no time frame.
No.
Basically, it's your discretion.
Well,
not thanks for correcting that. But we do whether and this has happened before. We help a lot. The county, this helps a lot to get this. I don't know any other ideas you have, but again, this is not a simple job. It is not a simple job. And
Could I add some things to this?
Sure, I've got some after you.
We've discussed this, and we've talked about this. You know, what are our options? We keep throwing money out here. Is there another option besides money? I think that there should be, and I'm not real in favor of committees, but I think that we should appoint a couple of council people to work with the sheriff and the jail commander to reach out to the other counties and also businesses, because we're not the only place that's suffering for people to work. What are they doing to try to keep retention? I just don't think it has to always be law enforcement. I think we get ideas from the private sector.
But we have a lot of people don't. It's public safety.
But the bottom line is, I don't care what you pay them. And I told Alan, I was told the other day that Branchville's going to give their correction officers a big raise in February. I don't think, have we lost any correction officers to Branchville?
No.
Okay,
No.
so, you know, we can't compete with the state, bottom line. I do think that we need to start looking into the future for some other alternatives.
Okay.
Like I said, Luke and I had a long discussion, and he asked me how many we've lost this year. We have lost 8 this year. I've lost 5 within the last 5 or 6 months.
Did they go to factories? Did they?
A lot of them just don't want to work.
Well,
Some of them
that's
went.
the problem.
One of them went to a factory.
One of them came in here for 2 weeks, figured it out. She simply can't handle this job. It happens, and I appreciate her honesty. You know, she said, "There's no way I can do this. This is not for me."
And we've discussed that.
That has happened.
The job is not for everyone.
That has happened a lot. But I really hope that you won't balk on this when I say this. Please give us that extra $1.08 hour for each one of them. Take them from, like I said, the $14.79 to $15.88. And again, that comes out of the inmate housing. It's not coming out of the general fund.
It's actually
$1.09. Sorry.
$1.09. Just wanted to make sure.
Alan, also, so it's out of the open, if something would happen where we do not receive these prisoners,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the county can't afford to pay those jailers that additional money that you're.
And they understood.
offering.
They would understand
And they
that.
understand
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
They know that that's coming from your funding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
But we were able to do a lot with that money.
But that additional $1.09 comes out of the inmate housing fund, nothing to do with.
Inmate housing,
Okay.
Yeah.
not of the general.
You said that Vanderbilt County has no plans of building jail? They have plans, but it's not.
They have tried to start, but as of right now, there is nothing, nothing's been, no ground. But I get emails weekly, probably want to house inmates from other counties. I did, I think it was Jasper County a while back. I housed some of them.
Okay, council, you have something in front of you, you have a spreadsheet in front of you, something that I put together. The first table is the difference between the 21 and 2022, what they're making currently with the supplemental and what they're gonna be making in 2022, which is $14.79, so 52-cent difference. The next table is to keep the jailers, to keep everyone in detention there at their current rate. So making up that difference, just to keep them at where they are now is $18,405, just to keep them at where they are right now. The next table is between the difference between the $1.09 and to keep them at that same pay rate now. You see that there. So it's an additional 57 cents for the correctional officer between the $1.09 and to keep them at where they are now. So I put together giving them that 52 cents for the correctional officers to keep them out where they are right now, plus an additional 20 cents. Or the corporal an extra 21 cents, sergeant 22 cents, jail commander 32 cents. That's an extra $7,669. Putting them at 72 cents out of the $1.09, and that's 66% of his ask, for a total of $26,075.50. Additional pay of $1,572, putting them at $1,551 instead of his requested. Corporal at $1,578, sergeant at $1,605, and jail commander at $1,876. I don't know if you want to look at this, Sheriff.
Yeah. As a sheriff, I'm going to ask you not to do that. This is the money that we have brought in. This is the money that those guys work their ass off. It is a tough job over there.
Right.
And it's a public safety issue. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you right now, we are going to keep losing them. And I don't understand what's the big difference between what you're going to do. It's just cents. But I truly believe right now we have $101,000 in that fund.
Okay, so we were lucky to give out a 4% raise. We have not been able to give out.
First time in my career. I appreciate that.
Great thing we've done. And my fear is we take this great stride in giving this 4% raise, and now we're taking 2 steps backwards with giving additional pay out of a fund we don't know is going to be there. And I want to be able to make sure we're in a position where if that fund goes away, we can absorb that loss.
And again, if it's not there and we lose that, they would totally understand. I know they would. I've talked to them. I'm trying to keep them up. But I wish instead of just come visiting, come stay. Come stay and see what's going on. I'm telling you right now, we're going to keep losing, and there's going to be a day when I call and say, Sheriff, or you guys, what do you want to do with these inmates? If I don't have enough correctional officers in there, what's the next step? Leave a brand new jail empty? I'm sorry. I'm passionate about this. I have to work with those people, and they work hard, but what they're making is not enough. And I'm sorry, and I hope you're not mad at me, but I will tell you, I do not agree with what you want to do here. I'm just being, I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
We are going to continue to lose people if we don't try to do something.
So you think with the extra, the $1.09, you're not gonna lose people?
It's not going to hurt.
And they understand that.
They understand, yeah.
that
I had a
that
meeting.
may not always be there.
Luke gave me the permission when I told him I had a meeting, all right? And I told him my ideas were going to do. And they were happy with that. Now, are they all happy? No, I'm not going to make everybody happy, and nobody in this is going to make everybody happy. But is it going to help? Yeah. Can I promise you we're not going to lose people? Absolutely not. I'm just trying to do the best I can to keep that place running correctly.
I think for what they're paid, they're requested to do some things that are a lot. I mean, like past medications.
Yes, we have to pay
I mean,
medications every day.
Past medications, that's kind of, is that in every jail, Alan?
If,
That the-
in Vandenberg County, no, because they're 24/7. We have medical 24/7. Here, we allotted for 24. We allow us to do from 16 to 24 hours. 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Something like that.
And that did help, but that does not, we have to pass 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's a lot to expect.
Luke, so you're talking going from, and I'm sorry, I'm just now saying this, and that's fine.
That's okay.
You're talking about going from
Okay, so
1479 to what? I'm sorry.
1479 to 1551.
It's 30
It's about a 30-cent difference,
cents.
which is $16,000 about. And, you know, maybe you come next year and you're still losing people, you could give them the full $1.09. I don't know. It's what
I want to go back to the main thrust here. You've got $101,000 in inmate housing fund.
Yes.
And how much do you generate every year off that?
Will?
Bringing
In October, I made $8,050. November, I made $8,960.
Okay. And how much?
An average a month is $8,495.
And how much would this $1 an hour raise, or using the inmate housing fund, how much would that
Well
cost
over
a
41.
year?
It's $41,064.38.
Yep.
And I hope you understand, I'm passionate about this because we keep on losing. And you have to go out and train. I have to call in people in. And if somebody calls in sick somewhere else, it's no big deal. We have to have somebody in that seat.
And
And-
you talked to Dave Wedding, would that salary become comparable to what Vanderbilt County?
Oh, no, God, I wish. I wouldn't ask for that.
I've got another question for you.
Mhm.
If you are giving this $1.09, are you going to tell us that you're not going to be back here sometime next year to raise it?
When's the next year start?
January 1.
Can we live with this for
All year,
12
yeah.
months?
Yeah, I'm not going to ask for any more after that.
With the things, I don't know how that's going to be possible. I'm sorry, but it's just the way the economy and society is.
Am I going to ask any more for salary? No. I mean, that's,
You
no.
want to put that down on paper?
We want me to write it down.
Anyone, we got a notary in here?
Yeah. And again, I hope you understand how passionate I am. It's a tough job, and it's tough to keep people in there and motivated. It is tough.
Well, counsel, what's your pleasure?
It's asking for, again, 41,000. And again, we got 101 in there, and I haven't even gotten December. December, we'll probably get another 9,000, 8,000.
Any more discussion?
No, I'd like to see us do it.
I entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion, we allow it
The
and
full-
revisit it.
So really, this is an intent for an additional appropriation in
Intent.
January,
Yes.
right? Okay. That's why I want to make sure that's what the motion is.
For the $1.09, Paul?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Aye.
We do, say how many voted.
So we had, it's 5-2.
5 to 2.
Yep. All right, motion passes. Thanks, Sheriff.
Still up here.
For, what's next? Oh my God, yes.
Can I say something about this?
No.
No, okay, we'll talk later.
Okay, the water.
Can we take a break?
Water softener?
Yes,
Break for just a
yeah,
second.
can we recess for a minute?
But no water, so.
It is hard everywhere to retain people.
The water softener?
It's just been crazy.
I agree, some places you quit, or they don't work, they just
Yes.
close down. We can't
Well,
close.
and the thing is, when you look at McDonald's, what McDonald's is paying,
I think it's in here somewhere.
$14 an hour.
No.
You can't just put up a sign and say, sorry for the
Yeah, you're good.
inconvenience.
You know, to me, that's nothing compared to what your people are doing.
I
you
would
know.
still like that committee to be formed.
I'm all in favor.
I still think that that's something that we need to research.
We need a call. Do what, Phil? We need a call for the service study to find out what those inmates are.
All right, we will wait for Earl to get back. I guess we should have probably taken a motion to recess and not just say recess.
I'll just put one in there.
I need a motion to recess.
Okay. And then,
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Yes.
This one I'm thinking.
Have you ever thought about doing like a bonus if they don't miss a day for so long? We can't use that word.
Yeah.
A work incentive.
A
When-
work incentive.
When do you want to start that?
If they go like 6 months without missing a day or something.
I don't think it'll solve it.
Hmm?
I don't think it'll solve it.
No,
They do.
what else can I do?
A lot of places,
It's that
$100
way
for
everywhere.
done.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well,
But what I try to
most of them are
stress,
doing referrals, but
we're off, right,
the
we're off,
employee
right?
has to stay
What I'm
there
trying to
so
stress
long
is,
for that other
if,
We're still live, by the way.
that's fine. I know, that's fine, I don't care. What I'm trying to get across is, if McDonald's closes, we don't have enough staff, then close. I can never close. You know what I mean? I don't ever close.
All right, we are out of recess.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Next item on the agenda is discussion on water softener, intent for additional appropriation.
Okay, so our water softener went out, no longer operable. I learned this softener was built in 1994, and it's been sitting in a warehouse, and it was brought in when this jail was purchased. So therefore, it's not in warranty anymore. I've reached out to Alpha, they've declined. I reached out to Precision Chemical. They have not returned any kind of bid, simply because they did send something back to say, we're sorry, we can't give you a bid. Several of our people have been involved in the storms. I did get a bid from Walsh Plumbing for $43,939.98.
Is this installed?
Yes,
What was that again, 43 what?
$43,939.98.
Is that for the whole facility or just like the kitchen?
No, this takes care of our entire,
The entire facility?
yes. I was told if we don't get this fixed soon, it could cause some problems down the road. We talked about that.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
water softener? you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yeah, your water pipes.
I don't know where you get your money, I don't know that kind of thing, but I will say that we do know that we've lost dishwashers and everything else down there. If you don't have the water softener, you're gonna start building up the pipes and everything else. It starts filling up the whole. I understand that, but can you imagine?
So you've tried to get 3 quotes at least?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good old hard water we have here.
It's good that you tried to request at least 3.
Yes.
So, okay.
Like I said, Precision.
Is that, are they guaranteeing that quote until, or?
Walsh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
What kind of warranty do they have on their water softener, they say?
Their new one?
Yeah.
I did not check, I'm sorry.
But you know, a warranty, even in 2012, it probably still wouldn't be,
No.
still would it, even in 2012.
No. Apparently, like I said, I guess they found this sitting in a warehouse somewhere when this jail was built. So I have no idea where it came from. I just know that it's been sitting there and
That's unbelievable.
Do you have any other quotes from any other plumbers?
I just got some quotes, not from plumbers, I guess, but from Alpha and Precision.
2014 was it, yeah.
And they're both in line with each other.
The what?
They're both right around 43,000.
No, that's the only one I've been able to get.
He's requested at least 3, but he's only gotten 1. I'd say public purchasing requires to request at least 3, so if we can lock that in, I mean, I'd entertain a motion. And this is eligible out of the special legislation
Special.
fund. So I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion to allow the.
Motion of intent. Okay.
Second.
Got it. Motion is, that was fast. Motion intent by David, second by Paul. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed. Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. All right, next item on the agenda is Superintendent Steve Howell for the Community Crossings Grant. Do you have a letter, or was I imagining something?
Oh, no.
Is it a letter of order?
Yeah.
You're getting hung up in there.
You mind just giving a brief rundown on this, Steve?
Yeah, every year we ask for a letter of support, for money, make sure we can make the match, which we can. I've got a list of what roads I'm gonna, if you want me to
Yeah,
read
if you don't
that.
mind. Yeah, if you don't mind reading those out.
Okay, Torrey Ridge Road, from the Torrey limits to Brushy Fork. Athens Road, 101, that's from Sulphur Valley to State Road 145 near Bristow. 147A South Oak Ridge, that's 1.78 miles. That was from Huffman to the Bristow St. Meinrad Road. There was a lot of logging on it last year and really tore it up. Then 182, Oneida, that's up off of 60, from 66 to the Crawford County line, up by Buzzard Roost. All the logging out of Crawford County has to come out that way. So that road's pretty bad. Then 16, Aspen, from Abbott Road to Locusts. 122, St. Joe Cemetery Road, from State Road 145 to Liberty Road. Then 34, Leopold Road, from Old State Road 37 to the South Leopold Road.
Still not David's Road.
Yeah, part of it.
What's he have to do?
Well, see, the rest of that road is under distressed road loan, and the front end of it is not, because we don't have enough right-of-way. So in the near future, we're going to try to do something with that road, the rest of that road. But from Old State Road 37 to Leopold is the worst part of it, and they will not accept it because we don't have the right-of-way. So try to get it in decent shape before we ask for any more money on it.
I've got a letter of support that needs signed. I entertain a motion to allow the signature of the letter of support.
Motion.
Motion by Charlie, second by Danny. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed. Motion carries. We'll get this signed, Steve.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I'd like to make a comment. Here a couple months ago, we had a lady come in from Total Sport and commended the county. I heard similar things from people down in Bristol here a couple months ago, or a month ago, about the job the county does. So I want you to know your efforts are noticed and they're appreciated, from the highway department, so.
We got a pretty good crew out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next item on the agenda is Administrator Teresa Kannenberg to talk about a letter of interest or support for the Smart Community Portal application.
Thank you for allowing me to speak to you tonight. Back in June, a small group of elected officials and department heads were invited to meet with Anjan and Balaji Kashyap from Ann Island. They wanted to present information to us about a smart community portal application that they are developing and wanted Perry County to be the first to implement this application. The information was well received by everyone. Everyone liked the idea. And since that time, there have been a few smaller meetings with Ann Island to learn more about the application and discuss pricing. I know Anjan has talked with some of you individually about this. Anjan and Balaji have also talked with others in the community, and they have gotten encouraging and favorable responses. So today I'm here to share with you some of the information that has been shared with me and others. An Island is proposing Perry County an opportunity to be the first county to implement a smart community enterprise portal application that they have been developing. It will allow people in our community to access it for free by downloading it on their electronic devices or by viewing it on a web browser. The application would enable them to access information about the services that the county offers. They could also receive alerts sent out by the county when special situations occur that directly affect them. We already have a code red alert system in place for emergency weather alerts, and it can also be used for other emergency situations. Code red is a call notification system. People sign up to receive phone calls when there is a weather emergency or other emergency situation that is deemed necessary. Code red is still in place. The Ann Island portal application is not intended to replace that system. Any alert sent out from the county on the portal would be sent to the electronic devices. It will not call them. People today use their electronic devices, the web, software apps to find information. Anyone with a device would be able to access this portal. People don't want to get texts or alert notifications about every little thing going on, and that's not the intent of this portal application. The alert notification piece of this app would only be used when absolutely necessary or when a specific population needs to be alerted about something. The county would have control over who does the sending and who receives the alert notifications. For example, an alert may need to be sent out only to county employees, or an alert needs to be sent out only to people who live on a certain road that is flooded. Probation and Community Corrections may want to send out appointment reminders only to those who have upcoming appointments. I know they're doing that now by texting each individually from phones. Specific populations can be targeted based on the user profiles. We would be a part of the planning process in determining what user profile information is needed. Even though profile information will not include sensitive information such as social security numbers, An Island has ensured that they will be secure and not shared with any other parties or entities. 3-factor authentication would be used when accessing the portal. There's more benefits other than receiving alert notifications. Where I really see the benefits of this portal application is it will allow people in our county to access up-to-date county information in an efficient and timely way. County departments could utilize a digital notice board for their department and upload information and documents there. Users could view these digital notice boards to find the information they are seeking. If someone wants to stay informed about a new information or about any new information posted by a department, they would have that option to choose to follow that department, and when there's new information to view, they would get some type of notification about that. They would have the option to choose how they would like to get notified. For example, people might want to keep up with information provided by the health department. People might want to know about upcoming commissioner meetings. People might want to know how they can pay their property taxes or the hours the office will be open during the week of the tax deadline. People might want to be able to get real-time election results on election day. Veterans might want to be updated on events and other important information that pertains to them. Anyone with an electronic device, internet, and/or a data plan would be able to access or download this portal application. Departments would be able to update their own information at any time. Push alerts from the county to specific or all users would only be made by decision-making bodies or assigned personnel in the county. Other notifications that would be sent out would only be done by the user's choice. They can opt out at any time. This portal will be developed with the flexibility based on what the county needs, and it would be implemented in a way that is easy to understand and use. Social media outlets such as Facebook have been used by some departments to get information out to the public, but not everyone uses or prefers to use Facebook as a means to obtain information. It's not always easy to navigate to find desired information on Facebook without having to sort through advertisements and other posts and comments. Our county website is currently maintained by one person. It's not an easy task for anyone without prior knowledge or experience to maintain a website, upload documents, etc. The portal application would be operated and kept up to date by Ann Island, and the county data would be owned by the county through an agreement with Ann Island. County personnel would easily be able to upload information. They would be responsible to keep their information up to date. Facebook accounts may no longer be needed or preferred by any of our county departments. And here's another important thing to take into consideration. Not only can users of this portal access county information, they could potentially access information from the city of Tell City and Cannleton, the town of Troy, county businesses, nonprofits, industries, schools, and other agencies that want to come on board through their own agreement with Ann Island. Users can view their information and follow the entities of their choosing. For example, businesses could advertise their daily or weekly specials. Job openings within the community could be easily found. Upcoming community events, meetings, etc. Homes for sale, yard sales, obituaries. It's endless as to maybe what people could find on this portal. The app has the potential to be the hub or the directory to find any and all information and services that are offered in the county. It could be updated in real time and easily accessible to everyone. Residents can follow and receive notifications based on their choices. They no longer want to follow. All they do is uncheck it. Other county solution pieces could be added to this portal later on. If certain departments have specific needs, there would be an additional cost to that. But for the cost of the piece that I've been explaining to you as far as the county goes, the cost that we have gotten from Ann Island for the first 12 months would be $35,000. This includes planning, customizing the application to fit the county's needs, and implementation. The second year and thereafter, the cost would be approximately half of that, $17,500. Ann Island has offered Perry County a kickback percent of any sales that they get when businesses and entities in our community advertise on their portal. It is possible that the cost savings could cover most, if not the entire expenses. Advertising is very expensive. Businesses want to reach customers in the most effective way and affordable way possible. This portal could be a more feasible solution for them. As far as paying for the first year's costs, ARP funding has been discussed. Responding to the public health emergency is the first listed eligible use in the ARP Act. On NACO's website, the overview of the interim final rule lists many prevention and mitigation strategies for the pandemic, one of which is communication efforts related to COVID-19 vaccination programs and public health orders. The health department had been using their Facebook page to post information, but that page has currently been taken down. This portal could eliminate their use of Facebook altogether. Startup donations and sponsorships from local businesses and industries are also possibilities. Ann Island has already talked to some businesses about the Smart Community Portal, and they have gotten encouraging responses regarding getting pledges of donations. But it is hard to ask for a money commitment when we don't have a commitment yet or a letter of interest from our county leaders. I know you can't approve a money commitment, and we don't have that commitment yet. It's hard to ask for a money commitment when we don't have that. I think I already said that, sorry. I know you can't approve any money at this time, but what I do ask, and I also plan to ask the same of the commissioners at their meeting next week, is if you are interested in providing this Smart Community Portal application to our county, and you are open to exploring funding possibilities, including allowing Ann Island to talk with area businesses to get potential monetary pledges of support to help bring the costs down, then I ask that you consider signing a letter of interest. Ann Island could then take that letter and present it to the businesses and ask them if they would offer a pledge of support. Then we would be able to report back and give you an idea of the funding needed, if any. Does that make sense? So, if you are interested, I have typed up a letter, and if if, if you're interested in pursuing it, the 2 paragraphs, Luke, if you would want to
Yeah,
read those, if
yeah.
they're interested in that.
So conceivably, we would only be out the first 35,000, possibly the 17 could be recouped through advertising?
It could be, and, as if they get businesses on board, because the businesses would have access to the users that sign up for this, and it is free to the users. There's no cost for the users to download it for the county. So there are a lot of possibilities. Really, you have to stop and think about it, but there are a lot of possibilities. It's a way to put information out there. It's not a communication back and forth thing.
It is hard to find information anymore, it seems like.
It is.
I
It-
used to rely on the news, and I don't seem to have that anymore for some reason.
Yeah.
Let me read this
Yeah.
letter, just kind of
Okay.
see what we're saying. The Perry County Council understands the potential long-term positive impact that your this is addressed to Mr. Kashyap, understands the long-term positive impact that your smart community enterprise portal could have in our community. We also understand that there are many applications and modules that can be implemented in stages, and by using this portal, businesses in Perry County can also connect with the community and get the benefit of reaching customers directly as they come on board. Considering these benefits and our understanding, we are interested in implementing this portal as long as we can secure the needed funding for implementation and sustainability of the portal, as well as approval from the commissioners. While we explore the possibilities for funding this project, we welcome and would greatly appreciate any pledges of financial sponsorships or donations from local businesses, organizations, and industries. If you would like to discuss these options with local businesses, organizations, and industries, you may proceed and let us know their interest. We look forward to meeting with you soon to finalize a funding plan that would enable Perry County to implement this portal and provide beneficial information to our community. So, basically all it's saying, you can talk to businesses, and if there's any interest in it, we could possibly talk further. It's not really binding us to anything. It's just seeing if there's any possibility of it being feasible for us.
My only problem is I'd like to make sure the commissioners are in agreement with this also, and it states that in that letter.
As long as we can secure the needed funding for implementation and sustainability of the portal, as well as approval from the commissioners. So it's only if the commissioners, if they see that it can be approved.
I really have no problem with that because it's really an exploration. We're just reaching out. If the commissioners are okay with it, I have no problem.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Should this letter be held off until after the next commissioners meeting?
We could just say pending commissioner
Approval
of it. We
We won't give it out until after the commissioners
Right.
meet.
Yeah, so that could happen if that's the way everyone wants to go.
We can table it and revisit it first of the year.
Okay, if that's what you feel. This does not tie us to anything. It's just
I'm sorry, Treat, go ahead.
So you don't want to sign the letter of interest tonight, and you want to wait till the first of the year?
Well, I give commissioners see what.
We'd like to wait and see what the commissioners say.
Everything's contingent on what they do too.
Can we say we're gonna sign it?
Sign it with
Pending the commissioner's approval.
Pending the approval of the commissioners.
Yep.
okay. And
That's fine with me.
Is this on your agenda for next week?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I would make that motion.
Okay, if that's your pleasure. We got a motion and a second.
I'll say.
Lynn did.
Lynn second. Sorry, she took it. Any discussion? I think, just personally, I think there's a lot of uses for it. If it's sustainable, I think it's
Sounds like a big job, too.
It's a good idea.
Big job.
So, all right, I got a motion and a second. Yeah, Stan. Do you mind coming up here so everyone can hear
I've
you?
got a loud enough voice, I think. How would this infringe on our local newspaper? It sounds like there's a lot of advertising and stuff. You got to think about that. We're about to lose it anyway, I think.
About going, you're right.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Stan, I don't really think it would because of all the other type of media there is out there. It hasn't affected them so far.
Well, this is going at the local, really local.
Well, I think
I know Facebook.
all they're
is,
paying for is a link to be able to promote their business on
Yeah.
there. And if you look at the local paper, they really, I hate to say this, really don't have that
But
many
the thing
ads
is,
promoting.
the county would be funding this. See
Well,
what I'm saying?
hopefully, it won't be much of a fund
Yeah.
that comes out of the county.
Well, it's just a thought, it's just a thought.
Sure.
I just have 2 quick questions.
Do you mind coming up, or just closer so people can hear into the mic?
I'm not shy.
Stands loud.
Okay. So my first question is, would all of the information on here, including the the businesses, be public record, request access?
It's
Just like Facebook
it's two
accounts, just like
separate-
anything that the
so
government
the business
has?
side and our side, they're two separate portals.
Okay.
But that's a good question. That would have to be ironed out.
And my other question is, I'm not saying I'm against it, I just have questions. So, we already have a website, a county website that we pay for, and I feel like a lot of the things that were mentioned in this presentation can be done on that website that aren't being done now. So if departments have notices, or they have meeting agendas, or minutes, or meetings, or alerts, or anything they want the public to know, I feel like it could be on that website, but it's not being done now. So are we sure that somebody's going to take the time to do it on that? So, I mean, that's just my concerns. So, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, we had a motion in a second, right?
Troy, what was the motion? How's that worded?
That we go ahead and okay the signature pending the approval of the commission.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we got a motion, there's been discussion. Any further discussion?
So Teresa, is this something that they're going, who's gonna, that was a good question Kelly had, was like, who's gonna take care of updating all this? Is
That'll
it,
have, I mean, that'll be part of the planning process, to go through that discussion with departments.
Yeah, because that's a lot of work.
Yeah, and again, this is just the beginning steps. There's nothing set in stone that this is going to.
But you're soliciting donations with this, they're going to use it to go get donations to move forward, right?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
$17,000 is a pretty big number. When it comes to advertising, how many ads actually does it take to actually pay for that $17,000? You need to know that. So what I look at when I'm looking at this is hit rate or sign up rate, one of the two. So the number of people that are actually signed on to the app matters, because it's going to kind of determine how many people actually advertise, because if they're not there, they're not going to do it. And the other piece is hit rate. If we're going to take Teresa's time, which is already extremely limited, and actually have her be posted and that kind of stuff on this, even for her, that's just another thing that she's going to add to it. And if it's only servicing 20 people or 30 people, then that's a problem for me. So I know that this is just starting, but that's something to think down the road as we're going through this. And if you're looking at businesses that are signing up for this, how many businesses do they have signed up? How many people do they have signed up? How many people are we actually going to serve with this is my question.
Well, not only that, but
versus a Facebook, which is free.
The number of things that she mentioned that would be part of it, and if you were counting on others to submit to this, there's a lot of policing there, and then people, right off the bat, they might be interested and start putting things, adding to it, but
Yeah, I don't know if I
it's a
actually
lot of work.
foresee all county departments. I mean, I think there are some county departments that have information that's useful to put out there. We have meeting notices and things like that. Yeah, we can put this meeting schedule, it's on the website. But there's a lot of extra steps that Pam and I go through and do things that if we could just put it one spot, it would probably be nice and helpful to save some time to do that.
And that might have been the most
But the
important thing to
departments,
say.
I think, that really want to put information out there, I think there'd be an easy way for that to happen.
So
The
is this
website's going to always be there. The website's going to have contact information, and, we try to put what we can on it when we can.
I apologize, I came in on just the tail end of that, Teresa. But what I've heard, is this geared for the benefit of the county internally to use? And you know, if the businesses are getting involved in this, shouldn't that be a chamber initiative? Because it doesn't, I don't know, and yeah, and I don't want to take away from the paper, because they are struggling enough, so I guess I don't understand enough.
I think it needs some thought. I really
I do, and that's
Yeah.
I like the idea of you guys getting something better streamlined. There's another system out there that does the same thing, so I know just from all the meetings that I go to, they have the same issue internally with getting things updated and added to the website, and it's a lot of work, and now you've got ARP and you've got all these other things coming down that her office is going to be overwhelmed with. So in doing this with businesses, it kind of seems, I don't know, you're combining two silos. So that's just my comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, there's been a motion and a second.
Well, we can still wait. We can still wait and see what the commissioners have.
Yeah,
That is the motion on the floor.
But I'd like to amend the motion.
I do feel like listening to the public,
Yes.
there is a lot more to consider than.
It's a lot of work.
I think it's a great idea because I like the idea of an app that you can download, just click on it, and da-da-da-da. But is that something that, like our website, could they,
I know, like, sorry.
upgrade the website to
There's
incorporate?
a lot of providers of municipal websites like Civic Plus or whatever, because I know like Ferdinand and the city of Jasper and Huntingburg, they have a one community portal that all entities have access to. So I mean, community portals are a thing that's out there. It's just, you know, which one do you want to use, or do you see a benefit to it?
Well,
And I do see a benefit to some sort of system, and we have had extensive talks with Ann Island.
Maybe we ought to take a look at them and see.
And the idea of the business side and the government side are separate, but the business side helps offset the cost. So maybe we just need to bring them in if the commissioners are interested and have everyone sit down on that discussion. Because I think there's benefits to a community portal.
Right.
So, all right. Did you amend your motion?
I would like to amend it that we table this issue for further discussion among the commissioners and then the council.
Okay, so it's. Okay.
I'll second that.
So we're going to vote on amending the motion. So the motion has been amended. All in favor of the amended motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries 7-0. All in favor of the motion. We amended the motion, now we're approving the motion. Okay, so all's in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All's opposed, motion carries 7-0. So it's been tabled. Okay.
So the, well, now, okay, the amending went,
We amended and then we approved.
We had to vote to amend, then we had to.
and the same two did the amending and the
Yes,
approving.
yes. Okay, next item on the agenda. Health insurance slide items, appropriation left to transfer to the health insurance fund. Pam Goffman.
Yes. I gave you guys, I've handed you a copy of the health insurance appropriations that are left at the end of 2021. The last few years before, we have actually taken what's left in the accounts and tried to move it over into our health insurance medical life, where we pay the claims and the bills out of. Last year, the fund was doing fairly well, so it was decided to only take half of the appropriations that were left and let the other half flow into the cash. My recommendation this year is to do the same thing, to only take half of the appropriations. And there's only 3 of them that I'm kind of looking at. Is county general right now would have 133,794.97, so we could put 66,897.48 back in. The health fund has 25,302.02. We could put 12,651.01. Park and Rec has 16,604.92. We could take 8,302.46. 40 child support, I recommend not, because that's on a reimbursement basis. SAPS, that's a separate fund that I know she's trying to build that up with all the other costs. Public safety, I would rather not see out. because we have to cut out of public safety as it is, and anything we can flow back into the cash there, we need to. Highway, there is none. Pretrial diversion is on a separate fund also. SAPS is questionable, but my recommendation is definitely for the 3, county general, health, and park and rec. That would put a total of $87,850.95 back into, put more back into our health insurance, medical, and life.
And then do you want to explain the rest at the bottom?
Yes, as of right now, in our medical and life, where we pay our insurance bills, we pay Apex for doing the work and everything like that. As of today, our amount was $1,126,393.84. This week's claims that came out of it was $68,000. We have been informed with our stop loss claims that are looking to come in, we could estimate $52,000 coming back into it. And if you guys grant the half of these appropriations of that $87,000 going back in, we could end the year with our health insurance where we pay claims and stuff out with $1,275,095.74. Which we need in case catastrophic or something happens, which we have,
Which you have had to-
we have never been in this position, so this is good.
And you've had to rob it before.
Yes, this is very good. This is a position I like to be in.
Does anyone have any questions for Pam? If not.
We've been a lot worse, haven't we?
A lot worse, yes.
I'd entertain a motion to accept Pam's recommendation.
So moved.
Got a motion by Paul, second by David. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is date of reorganizational meeting and board appointments. It is usually the first Monday or Tuesday.
Well, it will have to be the Tuesday because on January the 3rd will be the holiday for New Year's for the county employees.
Could we possibly look at the 5th, the Wednesday?
No, that'd be a Wednesday, because the 4th would be Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's do it, make it difference one day.
Sure.
Excuse me?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Do you need a motion?
Yeah.
Yes, Charlie.
I make a motion that we hold our meeting at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, the 5th, 2022.
1522.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, got a motion by Charlie, a second by Danny. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
January 5th. Next item on the agenda, discussion regarding auditor salary. Charlie, you asked to put this on there?
Yes. During the budget hearing, we discussed about an increase in the salary for the auditor. And she has taken on more responsibilities because of the ARP meetings and redevelopment. And apparently in the job description, if I'm not mistaken, that it was originally set up to do minutes for the council and the commission. But we also found out, at that time, it died for a lack of interest, that we found out that 2 other department heads have gotten an increase because they serve on certain boards pertaining to their offices. So I would like to make a motion that we increase the auditor's salary by $500 next year.
Okay. Was that a motion?
That's a motion.
I would second it.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion amongst the council?
There's no way any of that money could come from the ARP for the work she does for the ARP.
That's a, I'd say that's pretty,
Like a contract or something like that, or contractor.
administratively, I'd say that's probably
Probably can't.
pretty
The way
burdensome.
it's set up, probably
Yeah,
can't.
I would much rather it coming out of general fund.
Just a
Try to
question.
approach
Yeah,
ARP.
it's a good question. Okay, I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, so now that I know that with doing payroll in my office, with your motion, are you also saying that you're amending the salary ordinance for this also? Because I have to make
Yes.
that for the minutes.
I will make that motion that the
Is
salary
this separate?
ordinance
You want,
be
you want a
amended.
separate motion on that?
They can.
Charlie, you want to make a motion to amend the
Yes,
salary
motion
ordinance?
to-
Got a motion by Charlie to amend the salary ordinance. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by David. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Last item on the agenda is for the good of the order. Does anyone have anything? I have got something. Oh my God. Tonight I am announcing my resignation as County Councilman for District 3 effective immediately upon adjournment of this meeting. It has been a true privilege to serve the residents and taxpayers of District 3, and I am forever grateful to them for putting their trust in me to carry out the duties of this office. I am tremendously proud of the meaningful work that has been accomplished over the last 3 years. Together, we have brought an unprecedented level of transparency to county government, stopped a giveaway of tax dollars by denying an unnecessary tax abatement for a second solar park, increased the cash balance year over year, decreased the property tax rate for the past 2 years, took the steps necessary to ensure proper funding for dispatch operations, and most importantly, reaffirmed our power as the ultimate decision makers regarding county fiscal affairs. None of this would have been possible without the open collaboration and support among the members of this body. I am indebted to you for putting your trust in me as both your vice president and president, and I'm grateful for having had the opportunity to work with you. Thank you for putting up with my constant emails and tendency to talk too much, especially David. Even though he is old enough to be my grandpa.
Yep. That is true.
Even though he's old enough to be my grandpa, I have come to see him as a true friend, as I have with all of you, even you, Charlie. This was a difficult but necessary decision for me to make. Paid with federal dollars at my now previous employer, I was subject to the Federal Hatch Act and barred from running for public office again while working there. And with the difficulty of finding a career in my field, I decided I cannot pass up the opportunity in front of me. As I take this next step in my life in our state's capital, I will forever be thankful for the opportunity to honorably serve my community, oh my gosh, and forever will cherish this experience. Thank you.
I would just like to add that it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm for clean.
Can I oppose?
Well, it's effective upon adjournment.
I second that. I heard it.
So, if we don't adjourn, I guess I don't
Okay,
resign.
I make a motion, we don't adjourn.
But seriously, thank you, everyone. It has been a true privilege, and thanks for all the office.
If we don't adjourn, he can't quit. So we're not adjourned.
All the offices have been fantastic to work with. We've done a lot of good things, and I hope you all continue that.
It's been our honor.
Thank you.
Appreciate all you've done.
Thank you, Paul.
Luke has been one of the, probably the best councilmen I've ever seen.
Yes, I agree.
Luke has a very bright future wherever he goes.
It's in the wrong party, but.
Join the dark side, Danny. Join the dark side.
Maybe you're in the wrong side.
All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Do I have a second? Someone's got to second it. I got a motion by David, a second by Erla. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, motion carries 7-0. Thank you, everyone.
I disagree.
And we still have stuff to sign. Oh my God.